Hi Starseeds, this is Jennifer Quick with Soul Clarity Coaching. Today's episode we are going to talk about realigning and laying the seeds for next year. And I'm going to give you some tips to make the most of the energies that are available right now. So it is the beginning of October and it's been a very challenging year. It's been, some of us have had more challenges than others. I know for myself there has been a lot of upheaval. I spent most of this spring dealing with either health issues with a loved one or traveling from psychic fair to psychic fair as I went from Calgary and around BC. Very fun for me to do. I hadn't done that in a long time. Met a lot of people, and one of the things I was very inspired with is how deeply everybody is thinking about the new world that we want to welcome in. It's pretty much well known that the old world is not going to come back. Things have changed drastically. One of the big talks, I am here in Canada, and one of the big talks I noticed was the talk of separation. I don't really think that Canada will separate, but I do think it's a warning call, and things need to change, and the West needs to be taken a little bit more seriously and spoken and connected with the East, and that is on everybody's heart, particularly in the West where I am. Anyhow, so yeah, their politics are still a very, very hot issue. We had an election up here in Canada again this spring. That was surprising results, not what one expected, not what I expected anyhow. Everybody's got mixed feelings on that. And really one of the things that came to me really highlighted in the spring this year was how much I needed to stay out of the politics, how much I needed to step back from the narratives that are out there. The narratives are pushing to drive us in a polarized way. They either want us to be hardcore this direction or hardcore that direction. And the reality is that most of us sit in the middle, right? And most of us, pretty much all of us, have the same priority. We want to have a safe, happy, loving life with our family and our friends. We want to be able to feed ourselves, shelter ourselves, and maybe have a few vacations and pay for our kids to have education and a good life. It's not hard. But we seem to make it as complicated as possible. That's part of the human experience, making things complicated, I believe. But what the narratives that were out there were really tugging at my heart, and really, I was getting really frustrated. So I did take a step back. If you want to check out, I did an article on my website called Joy Scrolling. And that was changing away from doom scrolling to joy scrolling. And that was definitely helpful for me managing my energies and getting through all the upheavals that were in my personal life. So one of the things to remember is that we are here to focus on our personal experience. If you are in a position of influence, look at what it is that you are influenced on and what that influence is. But if you are not in the arena to be influenced in making policy in the politics, to running campaigns, or involved at that higher level, then look at how much influence you actually have. Where do you have the power to influence the greater good? Now, a lot of us say, well, if I'm not the president or the prime minister or whatever of the country, what say do I have? Yes, those are our leaders, and they are dictating a lot of the control mechanisms and the laws and the direction the country goes, yes. But it is greatly influenced by the mindset of the collective. And if the collective is driving forward in either polarity, then we are pushing the energies of division, conflict, war, struggle. Those are the energies that we're actually putting out, regardless of what side of the fence we're sitting on. So I had to take a step back, and I looked and go, okay, what do I actually have influence on? And that is to listen, to understand, and to be loving and caring and compassionate, and and to hold a view of the world that I want to see unfolding and that I do see unfolding. I point out. One of the things I like to do is always look for good news, progression, positive science that is showing the new world that is emerging, that is full of answers, full of solutions. And boy, oh boy, are they ever out there all over the world. So if you want some help with that, you can check out my article on my website, soulclarity.ca. And there it's got some great ideas of things that you can search for to lighten your feed on your social medias, because that has a huge impact on our daily lives and how we handle ourselves. So anyhow, that is was a big thing for me this spring. The energies that are happening this year, there's been a lot of shadow. This is the year of the 9, which is completions and closures. It is a time when a lot of shadow comes up for us to review and to deal with and to clear out. And if we were on a path that was stuck going towards a direction we weren't supposed to, and we weren't making the changes that we knew we needed to, well, the universe kind of pulled the rug out from underneath us and forced us into change. A lot of us felt that way. Okay. A lot of spiritual light workers that I knew found that, particularly in the beginning of summer, they found that they were closed off from, or shut down a little bit from, their normal gifts or the clientele to share those gifts with. And that was because Spirit was resetting us. And we needed that reset. We needed to get ready for what is now currently starting to unfold, which is bringing me to October. So October is a month, it is the first month where we start really bringing in the ones. October 1st, right, October is a 1 number, and the first obviously was 119, year of the 9. So we have a month of 1, and then we have a few highlighted dates. We have October 1st, October 10th, and October 11th are all high portals, especially the October 10th and 11th, because they're back to back. Big portal openings in the collective consciousness, in the alignments of energy that welcome in the laying of seeds for new beginnings. So this October is when we are going to step forward and put out the little pieces, little seeds of what we're going to be creating in 2026. It's a time for new beginnings. It's time for you to get out there and try new things, do events, get back in action, have enjoyment, whether it be in business or it be in your personal life. Start new habits. This is a great time to do it. Start a new habit, start a new routine, break an old habit, try something new in your life, socialize, get out and socialize a little bit and bring more joy into your life. It's really the energy that you bring forth at this time is a lot of the energy that you're going to be working with in 2026. It's laying the seed work for 2026. So October is really big for that. November, we're going to be in Mercury retrograde. We're going to have, yes, there's going to be new beginnings because it's November the 11th, right? The 11th month, the 1-1. It's also going to have, November 1st will be a powerful, November 11th, November 10th, all 1-1-1-1-9. So it's kind of like, think about it. Every time you see a 1 in the date, it's like, think of it in terms of a seed for a new beginning. High portal energy for laying the seeds for a new beginning. But then remember that we are still in the year of the 9, so there can be some shadows that come up behind that, right? Especially with the November coming forward with Mercury retrograde, that's going to bring up more shadows. But October's got a pretty sweet time. November and December will have a little bit more chaos in the world. October is a really big time for changes. It's also on the world stage. We're going to see some big events, and we're going to see some public outcries and some political truths being revealed. There's a lot of truth that's going to come out in October, and there's going to be a lot of public reaction to it. All right. We've been pretty calm in Canada. and West Coast in general has been a pretty calm place. If you want to see some of the uprisings, look at Britain, look at France, Australia, some of the European countries. Now the Northern Europe countries, Sweden, Denmark, Holland, Finland, they seem to be welcoming in new systems a lot more readily, quickly, accepting, like moving into a future that the rest of us seem to be struggling bringing in. They kind of almost seem like they're on an edge ahead of us. So have a look at their news. Have a look at how they're doing their societies, because there's a lot of differences from how we are out here in North America, which is primarily where my audience is. Anyhow, so yeah, October, you could see some very interesting things in the headlines. Truths being revealed, political outcry, more uprising, all of those kind of things. It will seem more truth bomb, whereas November and December are going to be more chaotic. All right, on the world stage. But back to your personal life, because that's really what matters. Pay attention to the energies that are coming out of you. What vibration are you holding? Are you spending? This is a really, really good time to cultivate joy, love, connection, celebration, adventure, success. Like, this is a really good time of year for planting the seeds for that. That doesn't mean you have to do something big. It's never about what we're doing as much as it is about how we are emotionally processing what we are doing. It's about our emotions, energy in motion, right? Emotion. That is what determines how our world is going to unfold moving forward. It's how we manifest. It's about everything comes down to the emotions that we're holding. So if we are being secretive or resentful or scared or fear mongering, there's that word, any of those lower vibrational, especially shame. Really look on a personal level. Do you have any shame or guilt inside of you? Time to air it out and let it go. There's no room for that in your soul, so let it go. Those are the biggest hindrances people have towards manifesting the life they want to be living. So really look at yourself and your shadows, be aware of them, but also let them go. We don't need the stories that they hold on to. We can embrace new stories, and that new get rid of the old so that we can welcome in those new beginnings, plant those new seeds of love, joy, adventure, courage, all that happiness and fun stuff, right? Which is always easy in October, I find, because I love the weather, I love all the beautiful colors, and I love all the fun of the Canadian Thanksgiving and of the Halloween. It's always a good time. Speaking of which, I am at a psychic fair on Saturday. If anybody listens to this before Saturday, October 4th, I'm at a psychic fair in Mission called the Energy Wisdom Tea House. That's where I'll be. Anyhow, what else did I want to talk about? Oh yes, the more we dig into the old, holding on to that shame, that guilt, the resentment, the anger, the more we hold on to that, the more intensely discomfort we will feel. Keep that in mind. So purge the shadows, let them go, whether it be ancestral. Really look at whether those shadows are ancestral too, because often we carry them forward from our past relatives, comes down in our genetic line, right? So look at those shadows and get ready to purge them out of your personal life, out of your ancestral, your family life, and out of the collective overall view as well. This is all about release and getting ready for new, planting the seeds for new. All right. The new timeline of Earth is starting to show itself this month. So look for that. Look for the truth telling, looking for the heart coherence. So, and then what else did I want to say? October is the turning point, a sacred pause before the end of the year chaos. So it is a month of pausing. Energetically, the veil is thinning And it's a good time for the listening to our inner selves, our higher selves that speaks through us, and for channeling in with our spirit guides and the masters of the brothers and light, sisterhood of light, as well as divine, the archangels, and divine spirit itself. I have been teaching Reiki, and this last month I've had a few courses in Reiki, level 1, level 2, and Karuna. First time I taught Karuna, holy smokes, was it ever intense and wonderful, and just beautiful to see people embracing that, the way of it, the way of Reiki. It is life altering. So anyhow, there's another new idea for you to bring in. And if you are trained in Reiki or energy healing or any other spiritual modality, step back into it this month. Okay? Whether it be for your own practice, bring out that energy for healing yourself, whether it's sharing it with others, going and being involved with collective, go to a sound workshop, or go to a Reiki class or a Reiki share or any other kind of energy healing that you work with. This is a really good month to reconnect with it for your own personal self and for the collective. Right? And for your family. It's a big time that we can move through and do a lot of healing. So energetically get back connected, right? The veil is thin. Take advantage of that. The seeds that you plant now will germinate throughout winter and blossom in the spring. We are going to see a lot of new stuff in January, February, and March, but it is going to be chaos. A lot of chaos as well as these new things come forward, but it is going to feel more of a progression versus the backslide that we've kind of been feeling. It'll be a progression forward, much more that way. And then it's going to be a time for building momentum, and come spring, you're going to see a lot of things blossom and change, right? So be aware what you're planting now. And it's a perfect time now to realign with our goals, recommit to what is important to us in our lives, and get focused on what we want to create in 2026. It's time to start thinking about it. Okay? What is 2026 going to bring for you? What else do I wanted to say in today's episode? Oh, I wanted to give you some tips on how to get back on track if you feel like you've been off track. So the first tip is grounding, of course. Remember that we, as much as we give our negative energy down to the earth, we root ourselves into the earth, we grow our energetic roots into the earth and connect with her, we also receive from her. So give loving energy to the earth, that connection, but also take the moment to receive back. One of the biggest things I see in my practice is that people don't know how to receive. They receive either intellectually, they know it, or they receive only to just in front of them. They don't receive fully into the body. And that is the perfect place to start, is when we're in our grounding practice. So there's still, for most of us, there's still going to be a few days that we can put some bare feet into the earth and feel the earth energy. Feel ourselves connect down into the earth, but also feel the earth come back into us. Remember, as soon as we put on those sneakers and start wearing shoes every day, those soles are made of rubber and they're disconnecting us. So we need to have extra effort in keeping that grounding open. Grounding mats are another great one that people use, barefoot, right? But getting out into nature, getting out and breathing in those enzymes that the nature gives off, that is also very grounding, centering, and connecting. There are 3 types of grounding. We have grounding, which is a stillness and connection with the earth. We have grounding, which is harmonizing our physical, energetic system. And then there is grounding in the flow of current that is running through our lives. How is our life actually flowing? Get connected to it. When we connect to it, it's a form of grounding. All right. So breathing in nature, connecting with our land, getting our homes ready for the coming season of winter, right? And really being aware of our physical body and that transition that we're going through as we go from summer and being outdoors so much into the winter, where we're more inside and with a smaller community. So taking a little assessment of that, being aware of our body as it goes through that transition, and finding out where is it connected, where is it harmonized, and where is it in flow. Those are the three things to look for. Another tip here is to reflect on what's truly yours versus what you've been carrying for others. It is time, let it go. It's a great review time to just, what do you need to let go that is not yours? You are not meant to carry the work for everybody. You are not meant to carry other people's problems, nor are you meant to carry other people's responsibilities. So look where you are doing that, because it's really stepping out of your boundaries, and it's not healthy for you, and it's not healthy for the other person. All right. So really look at where your boundaries are, and look at what is holding on inside of you, and whether it belongs to you or not, and let it go. All right. Another one that I like to do, which is not part of my list of tips here, but it is a key point for this year for me. My theme has been, where am I in resistance? Because I am naturally kind of resistant to a lot of things. Anyhow, so reviewing, and I invite you to do that. Where are you in resistance to the flow of life? To the harmonizing of your body? Where are you in resistance to connecting with the earth? Right? That resistance point can reveal a lot of where you are not standing in your boundaries, where you're overstepping boundaries, where you're carrying other people's things that don't belong to you. It's very revealing to look at, where are you in resistance. So my third tip here is reconnect with your vision. What did you want from 2026? Sorry, what did you want from 2025 that you can let go? Either celebrate that you achieved it, or let it go, or put the final touches into receiving it. But if it's still anything monumental that's putting pressure on you that you wanted to accomplish in 2025, it's time to get real. Are those accomplishments going to actually happen by the end of this year without a huge amount of effort? Because we are, right? Like, this time of year is about reaping the harvest of all the work we put in for the previous year, this whole year, and starting to lay the seeds for what we're going to do in 2026. So it's a time to reassess 2025. What do you need to finish up to make it complete? And what do you need to let go? What do you want to put onto the 2026 vision, right? So we're starting to look forward to, what do we want in 2026? What do you really want for your life? What is the vision that you're going to hold? So reconnect with that and adjust it. Let go with intention. Let go with intention. Okay? Write yourself a little note and burn it in the wind. Careful fires, of course. I'm not telling you to burn anything in your home. Go outside. Careful where you burn. All of those, safety measures in place. But look with intention at what old patterns you want to let go, what habits you want to let go, and even what relationships that aren't serving your soul anymore. It's time to look at the alignment you have with your soul and get real and put intention towards letting it go. So one of the things I like to do is I like to write it all out on a piece of paper, and then I call in spirit and I do a little prayer of release, thanking everything for the experience that it has given me, for the growth it has given me in this life, and how it has served me to this point. And then I release it with gratitude out to the world, to be recycled energy, to be gone, to be healed, to be just released, right? So I let it go. And then I usually go outside and I burn that piece of paper, right? And I say some prayers of gratitude for everything that, all these old patterns, these habits, and even the relationships, circumstances that you've been living, they have served you to being who you are today. So regardless of whether you still want them in your life or not, it's finding the gratitude that they were ever there in the first place. You learned something, you've experienced something, it was all good in one way or another, it was good. So that's what we want to acknowledge with intention and let it go. Close that chapter. right? It's gone. And then finally, ritualize the reset. So light a candle, do some journaling, and speak your intentions out loud. Create a ceremonial space to begin again. So really what I like is to write down all the things I want to start welcoming in. Bring in that welcoming energy. What do I want to receive as I move forward at this time? And then I fold it up, and I fold it with the paper once towards me, saying, thank you, universe, I receive, I receive, I receive. And then I turn the paper, fold it again towards me. Thank you, universe, I receive, I receive, I receive. And one more time, 3 times, always the power of 3, right? I receive, I receive, I receive. And with gratitude with that. And then I put it under a candle safely. I usually have a dish and then a can on top and then a candle. And I let that candle burn down. So I choose a fairly smaller candle so it's not burning for days on end. Be safe. Put it in a sink if you need to or whatever. But I let it burn down. And what I think with the candle, this is how my interpretation with the candle burning, with my intention underneath it. The energy of my intention is in that paper. I wrote it down. And I folded it up and I told the universe that I'm ready to receive it. I'm opening to the receiving of it. And then I put it under that candle and I let the candle burn down. And I envision that that candle is wicking, just like the wick in the candle itself, is pulling the inner intentions, pulling all those things that I've put into that paper that I want to invite in, and burning it up and sending that like a smoke signal to the universe to bring it back into me. Right? It's setting out my intentions to the universe. So that's what's with the candle, how it represents for me. And make it ceremonial, right? So anyhow, I think that is everything I wanted to cover today. Those were my 5 tips. Remember, you are not behind. You are right on time, exactly where you're supposed to be. Evolution doesn't look perfect. It looks like truth, courage, and becoming. October is your ally. Trust it and take action. Just little ones, right? Take some action towards planting those seeds. I invite you to reflect on what do you need to release and reflect on what it is that you're ready to grow with. Thank you very much for joining me in this episode. Please check out my website, soulclarity.ca, Reiki, Akashic, and a whole bunch of other heart coherence and all sorts of different work that I do. I am working in Pitt Meadows. I have a location, so you can come see me in person, or I do online all the time. I love online Zoom, so we can do that. And visit my website, soulclarity.ca. Follow me rather on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Follow my YouTube, follow my podcast, share this with your friends. I love you all, and all the best to you. See you soon.